Memories of how happy we made each other, you and me. Somehow my career took off and it changed me. Had a little casket. Hey, this is Ace Real IntellectualRadio.com. Another perspective. I'm solo dolo today. Shouts out to my guys, Maurice Walsh, Chris, and Honey K. SDMG, we all we got, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna get right to it, hot topics. You know, what was this? Last week it was a shooting of a young man that was on 71st and Jeffrey, if I'm not mistaken. He had a perk card. From what I'm hearing, he didn't have a license to carry. Other was a barber, you know, and everybody knowed him in the neighborhood. He wasn't a thug type of dude. And somehow some rookie cop or one of those police spotted him with a bulge in his shirt, surrounded him, and tried to search him. I don't know if they asked him questions or anything like that, but somehow it was a scuffle. He was trying to bag back. And from what I seen, that he had a gun on his persons. Tried to get away. I don't know if he was trying to grab his gun or try to keep it from falling, but the brother came up dead. I don't know how many times they shot him, but he's dead. Another brother dies in the hands of police. Now, I want to know your opinion. Y'all go right down in the comment section. I don't know what's going on, but in the comment section, right down at the bottom, I want y'all to comment on what y'all think or whatever about that shooting. Well, I'm going to give you my perspective of that. He didn't have no reason to die, period. You know, the police have a stigma, they have a reputation of talking to you any type of way, especially in the black community and the Latino community. I don't know what was said. Only thing I saw that man had a gun on him, but he didn't have his hand on it. He didn't come at them aggressively like he was ready to shoot. He was just trying to get away from them. And that's a shame that we cannot even have a formal conversation where it's already in their mind to be prepared for a gunfight or to kill this black man or woman because their reactions is different from the other people. You know what I'm saying? Separating us that we high heads, we don't listen. I heard the police chief on the radio this morning. He was on WVON. Um, it was a little talk show, and he was saying where his personal opinions of the Don McQuan shooting, the brother that had Down syndrome, and him and his auntie got killed, and it was really alarming that he couldn't even comment on that situation anyway. Feared that he'd have backlash from his job, and the only thing he could say was, "My personal opinion don't have nothing to do with the situation at hand and how the law or how it supposed to be when it come down to a interrogation with them finding out what happened or whatever. When it all boiled down, these cops get away with bloody murder. And one day y'all gonna see some of these great nations that's on the street clicks in their head and band hands together and fight the forces that be, even if it's the police, even if it's government, FBI, whatever the case may be. Because I understand people are tired of being bullied by the police. Like that police chief said, this didn't happen overnight. This happened 30 years. This been going on for 30 or more years. And when we are bred not to trust the police and a race of people not to trust. Not just black, you got Mexican, Puerto Rican. Anybody that's outside white can't tell me that they don't trust the police. Now we have good cops, and that's a shame that the good cops, get overshadowed by these bad cops. And it's more bad cops than what you think. Because you got a race of people think they're above black people anyway. Then on top of that, you give them a badge. Then on top of that, you give them some type of authority where because he's a cop, the citizens, civilians, word do not count, or they have to go through all the red tape for a statement. You have to go through the courts to even have our voice be heard. But at that point in time, when the situation take place, it's all what the police say. Now they got it where he can go home for the next 30 days on paid leave. He don't have to turn in his badge or whatever the case may be. The Fraternal Order of Affairs, they are tried, or police try to downgrade the matter to nothing. And it's crazy how they have on their car serve and protect. But every time you turn around, the police is involved with some killings, even though we have people killing people. Now, once you get to a point in your mind, and it's supposed to have been happening a long time ago when babies started getting killed. But right now, as of today, even though it's still killings, it's way down than what it was 2, 3 years ago, just last year. And a lot of people is slow at getting it, but they finally getting it. That, we are not doing nothing but putting chaos on ourselves. And it's a shame that we cannot band hands together, go out there in them streets and demand the respect of your neighborhood, your community, and not be afraid that somebody is going to come and shoot you, because the person that come and shoot you might be the same person that that you're trying to save. So yes, it's a give or take situation, but I'm willing to sacrifice something or myself for good than to go out there to do something bad. And like I say, you're gonna see these gangs have a worldwide meeting one day, and it's gonna be televised, and people ain't gonna be scared to be known where they're taking back their neighborhood, not fighting towards each other. They getting out there, rallying, getting these peoples out here to vote. Get these people out here to be a part of their community, protect their alleys, protect their little parks that's in their community, and try to keep peace. And the peace, once we do that, now watch how the police try to infiltrate that, because they see a bunch of people together, might be sporting their color, which that's your constitutional right to wear whatever you want to wear. And because it's a bunch of Puerto Ricans, a bunch of Mexicans, a bunch of blacks in a crowd, we up to no good. Maybe we just want to have some family time with family, community, want to be able to hang out. These kids will, able to play in the park and don't have to worry about being kidnapped or killed in the crossfire. People getting, tired of the senseless killing. And if you look at the neighborhoods, small pockets of neighborhoods, it's standing on their neighborhoods. So when we as people get it in our heads that we all we got, your neighborhood is going to go down. The crime, the victimization, and all that negative is going to leave your community so fast. They're going to try to find something to cause chaos. Because if your neighborhood too quiet, then the police ain't got nothing to do but write tickets. And if you doing the right thing with your car, They can't even write you a ticket. So they're gonna create something. So I advise all you brothers and sisters out there, stand firm on how you feel about having peace in your community. Get out there with your religious leaders. Get out there with your community activists. Get out there with your aldermen, and you stand on her neck. We're not going to tolerate this. Make a block club. Make a club. You know, area where y'all can be involved with y'all community. Pick y'all a president that's going to be dedicated on your community and in your neighborhoods. Get get involved with the board of educations where y'all have that board where parents from the neighborhood get on that board so y'all can elect what's going on in your schools. It's time for us to be together. It's time to band hands. It's time to love on each other, protect each other, pray on each other, because without God, it is no me. You know what I'm saying? And if we believe in our God and we believe in our people, we should believe in our hearts that we can make change in our community. And I'm not one of them guys that preach or do all that, because I was one of them street dudes myself. And that sometimes you might get that out of me. I'm not perfect, but I can tell you this much. I'm not going to go out there and shoot somebody because I feel like it. I'm not going to go out there and cause havoc with the police because I feel like it. I'm going to fight for what's right. I'm going to fight for these kids. And I'm going to try to fight for you all grown folks when y'all supposed to be fighting for yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I try to use my life as a plateau so y'all could be able to look into my brain and understand the way I think. Now, what the way I think and how I feel and how my emotions is played out, it ain't on you. But you can't tell me in certain things that I have experienced that you haven't experienced too. It's it don't have to be the same way. But you could tell me, I could tell you this, the things that I have struggled with and the things that I have been through, it wasn't no easy road to get to where I'm at today. And without God, I wouldn't be here today. So I got to thank him first. You know what I'm saying? And then I have to give praise to myself because I always got myself into something that was positive outside of the negative that I was living. See, sometimes you have to wear five faces. Sometimes you have to be able to adjust and adapt to certain situations and areas and mindsets. And then you also have to be able to separate people that's positive and trying to make moves, and that's the place you need to be, and a place that you need to learn and be able to get information so you can be able to come out with your invention or your idea. Yeah, it become an idea first. Then it becomes a hobby. And then that hobby could become your business. You have to stay focused. You have to have drive. And you're not gonna succeed the first, second, third time. But if you keep fighting and you keep fighting, you might not be where you want to be, but you on the road to where you want to be at. Understand that. You feel me? So, my intake of that police situation, both sides was wrong. Brother, yes, the brother had a perk car, but he didn't have a license to carry. And it took me a lot of days to think about that, and because my emotions got in the way. So I understood where the police chief said that the way how he feel about it emotionally, and how he feel about it being a black man, not just a police chief, but a black man. So he had to separate his personal with business, and I had to do the same thing because my first thing was the police is wrong. They bogus. They bogus. They bogus. But seeing the tape, I'm not gonna say that brother was wrong. Where he wrong at, he should have just stayed calm. And who am I to say that? Because every time the police come at me, I act a fool. I know because I know my rights. Now, the brother might have broke a law. I don't know. I'm not the judge. But then the next day, the governor came out and he signed an executive order saying anybody that's licensed to carry, if the police fear that is something going to happen, they're they have a right to take that person's gun without a case, without a negative reaction. They can say, "Oh, you don't need your gun. Give me your gun. Pull out your gun." And that there you go. Now you giving them license to kill a person that's licensed to carry. It's always an ongoing story because now the man had a perk card, but he didn't have a license to carry permit. Now the governor going to put out a executive order. If the police feel that the situation is going to rise, they have a right to take that person's gun. I don't care. You should. I really believe the police should have came at him a different way to find out if he was licensed to carry. Instead of automatically, drawing guns and exciting and trying to grab at them. You know what I'm saying? If y'all know y'all have a bad reputation of coming at somebody, and then you have the nerve to holler and scream and cuss and yell and tell another man to get down because you the police. No, you should approach that person in a totally different way. Because if you supposed to be the peacemaker, the first line is defense is keep everything calm, not in the uproar. You know what I'm saying? But the police train when you go in the hood, it's gonna go down. You know, but we shall see how this all plays out. They already found the other police that killed the lady and her nephew, the young man that had the mental situation going on, and he posed to lunge at the police with a baseball bat. If y'all know he's in a system of having mental issues, that's another thing. You're supposed to be able to diffuse the shooting person should be the last thing you think about. You know what I'm saying? That's the last thing. That's the last result. But see, I feel like this. If you white cops, you white folks is scared, this the business that you shouldn't be in. Because at the end of the day, you got to have some type of common sense and you have to be able to diffuse the situation so you can be able to investigate and get to the bottom. Because sometimes it always don't have to result in jail, especially when you're pulling somebody over in the daytime because he got a broken tail light or one of the bulbs is out. The tail light ain't broken, but the bulb is gone. Instead of pulling them over, hey, won't you look at your brake lights? One of your lights is out, and I just wanted to pull you over and let you know that. Then he could have dealt with that situation, you know, more calmly. But when you got a police pulling somebody over because they tail light, and then you ask for the license registration, and the young brother or sister say, "Well, why you pulled me over?" Instead of telling them directly what you pulled them over for, you want to say, "Why are you questioning me? Why are you this and why are you that?" You're gonna escalate the situation where that person can say, "Hell with them license, and I get some more of them," and drive off. And there you go. You want to put the sirens on and chase them, where you just escalated that situation from being smart with the person that you pulled over instead of coming at them calmly. And then the first thing you say, "Well, we're recording." Okay. Now do your part by law so that can be recorded. Don't think because you got that recorder on that it's going to save you, because it only takes you to mess up one time. And that's where you get it, you know. But I just wanted to throw that out there to you all about that situation about that brother that had the gun on him, and he lost his life. My prayers is going out to the family. You know, prayers is going out to any family that lost a loved one through senseless killing. I pray. I pray that God give y'all healing and put his hands over y'all, cover y'all with his blood so we won't lose no more kids. Let's make a amendment today that we're going to protect our kids for this next school fiscal year that's about to come up. let's make a pact to other parents that we're gonna watch out for each other's kids. We're going to be involved, more involved in what they're learning. What the school criteria? Being involved with the teachers and parents sitting down so you could be able to formulate a plan to make geniuses. You know what I'm saying? We don't need no more kids dying. We don't need no kids going out there doing dumb stuff and giving 50 years to 26 in California. We're obliterating ourselves. The police is obliterated, and you're making our walls thin. Half of the generation is gone because of violence. People that didn't get a chance to even go to college or experience that, or even get a chance to be what they wanted to be. So I'm gonna move on from that situation, but like I said, y'all keep an eye on the prize. Let y'all kids live. Brothers out there that still living them street lives, have a heart about these kids going to school. Support the safe patches. Support, ceasefire or whatever, non for profit organization that's in your community. Y'all get involved with them. You know what I'm saying? Everybody start having dialogue, and you best believe things have changed dramatically. Won't y'all get on the mayor and your aldermans so we can have a boys and girls club on the south side? I see they still got them, but they're not in the black community and the Latina community. They all in the white community. And you see that they get awards every year and big money from the government. They can get all the money they want from the government as long as they don't put no boys and girls clubs in the black communities. And the ones that was in the community, all abruptly just said it ain't enough funding. But you see down the road they getting awards and Emmys and all type of stuff. The key to the city. You know what I'm saying? If y'all don't see what the television is giving y'all crazy. You know what I'm saying? They accepting certain things so they can downgrade us to a certain percentage. They doing zoning. They taking away certain fundings from certain areas because it's the south side versus the west side versus the north side, south side, east side, all that old side. What about Chicagoans? You know what I'm saying? We all people, all lives matter. You feel me? So that's what I had to say about that. But it was a situation where you had families that's not doing what family's supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to throw it out there. You can't believe everything your child do or say and think that right. It's always something underhanded. And my girl Melanie said they should have made that spot on 30 or 53rd and State a Boys and Girls Club community center like the one in the hundreds. See, that's what I'm saying. She made up a she had a valid point going back to what I'm talking about. Remember when they had the Olympics bid right after they finalized on tearing the projects down. Mayor Daley was trying to get all this open land and sell the city to get the Olympics in Chicago. And they already had put funding in some of these areas where they tore down the projects. And Mayor Daley knew, or he thought he was going to get it. And so he made this megalodon tennis court, indoor tennis court, right there where the hole used to be on 53rd and State. And now it's a shell, basically. You got a few black kids going in there hitting the ball around the net, but you don't have no trainers. You don't have no people coming in and having classes on how to play tennis. And she said they should have made that a boys and girls club. You absolutely right. You got all that square footage and everything in there is tennis. You could have made an outdoor tennis area and an indoor, but use the other part to make rooms and learning facilities and computer lab tech. You know, if you really wanted to do something with that land, you had all these. Now, that's the prime example of what I was saying a while ago, where they have all these universities that's surrounding 53rd Street, Chicago State. You got Loyola, not Loyola, but you got the closest one is Chicago State. You got uh, Kennedy King. You have the one here on 39th Street, Dawson Skills Center. You got the Loop. You got all these universities that's surrounding this place. And that's where I get mad at. Y'all can give them funding to do other things and non for profit and dealing with sick folk, which we really need that help in that area. But what about the kids that don't have a dream? You know what I'm saying? They just have a thought. And that thought is so weak because the first thing they'll think, they'll never, in a million years, they'll never think that they'll be able to accomplish that dream that they have. They always dreamed it, but they never act on that dream. That dream might not be the dream that you want it to be, but you can best for sure you're close to where it was, where you is. And see, that's where they need psychologists. They need counselors. They need trainers. You know, to captivate and tap into these kids' mind because you got geniuses walking up and down the street every day. They good with their hands. They good with their minds. They use their hands and their mind to create things. You got entrepreneurs out there, that artists. You got people that's into culinary. You got people that's into artistry, you know, painting, murals. You have all this talent, and y'all would not. It's like y'all would not gravitate to that talent instead of worrying about what's his background and how his mother raised him or whatever. That's our time to to love on our community. It take a village, right? Y'all always say it take a village, but I don't see now one of you politicians stepping up, going outside that normal circle and actually go into these neighborhoods and actually walk up and down the street and talk to these people who want to talk to you. Can't make nobody talk to you. You know what I'm saying? But y'all have all this power and y'all doing all this pay to play. But here it is, y'all won't even invest in the communities that need to be handled. Y'all won't even invest in building the community back up. But y'all downtown's building those high skyscrapers, spending $15 million on one part, and everybody got their hand in the cookie jar. But here it is, you got people down here that's dying. You got people that's living up on the Walker Drive. You got people just living exactly on the expressway up on some grass with a tent. But y'all can't even get them a bowl of chili. But here it is, you can sacrifice millions of our dollars into something that we ain't gonna see. We're not gonna see the residuals. We're not gonna see the worth of our sweat when we donate. Okay, let's start donating back into our communities. Let's start getting those food trucks. You see the Mexicans, they on their corners with they corn and they skins or whatever the case may be. All right, let's get up with Mr. Johnson and let him get his fruit stand back together. Let's get the newspaper stand back on the street. Let's get the shoe shine boys back on the street. Hell, invest in them bucket boys because they beating on buckets. Won't y'all put them in a class or teach them how to play a snare or play drums? You know, they rhythm, they know how to count. You can put mathematics back into play. You can get them interested in reading music and the bars and what the symbols mean. A flat, A sharp, B minus, you know, all of that. Where the keys at? This is how you can get the academic school criteria back into their minds. Everything is around a number. Everything is about reading and researching. Get involved with something that they would love to get involved with, and you take that and then you add the criteria, your geometries, your biologies, your trigonometries, your English, your history, all of the necessities that you need for these kids to get the credits to graduate out of high school. But tap into something that they like outside being with Lil John and KK or Bonquisha. Grab a and put him in that place where he can be able to be a free thinker instead of trying to follow the leader. Because a lot of these kids is not leaders. You got to build them into being leaders. They taking leads because they mama and daddy ain't even being leaders. So they just doing whatever they need to do to survive. Because the mama too busy trying to be young because she had them young. So she want to captivate those years back. You know what I'm saying? She want to walk around in leggings all day with bustiers and walk around like she young with all this makeup and these hellos and bye-byes in the eyes. And I don't care about you having confidence in yourself, but don't try to be your daughter's twin. And when I say that, don't dress like her. Be the adult that you are and still be fabulous. It's a difference. And you brothers out there, yeah, you grown 40. What you doing with your pants hanging down? Are you serious? You supposed to be wearing slacks and a button down every day to show the difference between a man and a young man. You have to give them the visualization on how a man's supposed to dress. You don't have to tell him. You express yourself. Show him by you doing it. Then he'll follow the lead. He'll take your basic style and put his little style to it. I'm not gonna say swag, because swag means something else. So I'm not gonna say that word swag, but the styles. Let's keep it real. Some of them want to be fashionists. Teach them how to color coordinate. Some might want to make clothes. You never know. Put a sewing machine in front of them. Start off with the basics. Some want to make t-shirts and airbrush. Show them how to do the basics. Start pressing it on, and then you upgrade it. You got to go baby steps. We got too much talent in our neighborhoods, and we letting them die. We letting them not. We're letting these kids not get to their full potential. You feel what I'm coming from? And then we in our house talking about, Lord have mercy. I'll be glad when they stop all this. Maybe they need the military. No, we don't need no military to chastise our kids or kill our kids off. What you need to do is be a parent to your kids and stop acting like you try to be their friend. I was scared of my mama. You got to put the fear of God and fear of you back into these kids. But you scared that they gonna bust you in your face because you know why? When they was kids, when they was swinging at you, stop, stop, stop. Instead of tapping them on his butt and on his hand, saying no, 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 yes, yes, yes. That's how you start common sense. You know, hot, cold, no, yes, back, forward, eye, ear. You got to go back to the basis. Stop shooting your kids up with these drugs and letting these doctors tell you what diagnosing them to something that you don't know. You're not a doctor. And then when you Google it, the word's so big, you can't even pronounce them yourself. Because I'm not going to bust my brain to try to say a word that I'm not used to. Teach me that. It ain't that I'm dumb. I'm not familiar. Hello? I'm only human. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? We losing too many kids. I got friends, myself, my stepdaughter, daughters, family members that lost some kids or lost an adult, a young adult for senseless killings, senseless shooting, fighting over something that ain't theirs, fighting over a female, fighting over a block. That's foolishness. You know what I'm saying? It's time to bring back the old school learning and teachings. And then when you teach them the fundamentals, I'm not telling you to tell them how to live their life. No, teach them how to open their mind up to life, and they can receive all what life is all about. Let them bust out the bubble gradually. I had a argument, not an argument. I had a debate with my son's mother. Now, my son, 24, 23, 24 years old, almost 23, and he got a nice young lady in his life. Been with her ever since high school. He's been working, been on his own, had his own crib in Minnesota, car, the whole you dig. Now my son, me and him chat, not often, but when we chat, we talk about some things, and I throw it out there to him. And the way he answered, I will have a gut feeling within me, my son gonna be all right. And the argument between him and me and his mother was he need guidance. Let me tell you something. You did all you had to do, mama. Cut the neighbor cord. He's a boy. He's out there in that world trying to find himself. And he not gonna find himself being around you, trying to dictate what he should do. He got enough sense to get out in this world. If he want to make it, if he want to go to Texas, if he want to go to Florida, if he wanted to go to Iraq. I think we raised my son enough in a good way, in a positive way, where he'll know right from wrong. But he still needs structure. He got all the structure that he gonna get, knowing right from wrong. Period. He's not a dummy. Cut the neighbor cord. Then she wanted to get into some personal stuff. I was like, you know what? Me and my son talk. I don't have to tell him what to do. I throw it out there to him and let him know this is what you're gonna see. This is what's gonna come at you, and it's up to you. And how you dictate it is what's the end result. I know, Dad. I know. I just wanted to do me. I wanted to be able to explore. I wanted to get away. I was the same way. He's a Virgo, just like me. His birthday, September 4th. Mine is the 14th. I know exactly what he's gonna do because I did it. He doing exactly what I did, so I don't have no fear in my boy. Oh, I fear for him to get. I say now, what I did tell him, I say, yo, that's Texas. They got outside prisons, and they got all them guys wearing pink drawers. Don't do nothing stupid. Oh, Daddy, I ain't on that. Okay, this ain't Chicago. Texas is not Chicago. They rules and regulations is a little different. And, I ain't got no call that my son is locked up, so he must be doing good. And I'm not going to berate him. I want him to live his life and then tell me when he come back, he tell me all of the stuff that he experienced. You know what I'm saying? So I can smile or frown. Give me that option. But I got confidence in my son enough that he gonna make it. Oh yes, the real world about to smack him in his mouth. He might have to go one day without lights. He might have to go with it one day without gas. He might have to go broke sometimes. But if you know if you got all the tools that you got from mother and father, he'll be just fine. You know, what's the subject? Life. That's the subject. Common sense. I'm just chatting with my people. I'm just throwing things out there so y'all could be able to relate to what I'm saying and then be able to formulate your own plan. I'm not God. I'm not Captain Saver. I'm saving me. And in the process, I'm putting my journey out there so y'all can walk the journey with me. And then y'all can say, man, I'm walking that same journey. Not like him, but I'm doing this. And then you set up a dialogue. Then when you open your mind up, you start thinking. That means you're free spirited. You're a free thinker. Then you start thinking about the unbelievable. That unbelievable could come out to be reality. You feel me? I never thought I'd be able to come every week and do a show on the radio. I went to school for communication radio broadcast. I'm not trying to be a WGCI. When I say another perspective, I'm just giving you my thoughts. Now, my perspective might not be yours. That's why we have dialogue. For real. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to have a job. It might not be the best job, but you learn everything about that job. And I guarantee you, you're going to be more of an asset than a problem. When you know what you know, can't nobody tell you nothing but your boss. What, at that time, okay, you got a boss. You think you got the skills and whatever the case may be, but you're working for a company. You're not working for yourself. So yes, you have to answer to him. That don't mean that you got to be a bootlicker. Just know what you know. Do your job. You ain't gotta hold your head down, but stay up out of that chaos. All that gossiping. You feel me? Believe me, I go through it all the time where I work. They know I'm a nutcase. I tell them how I feel and keep it moving. I don't care. Long as I know what I know and I'm doing my part, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? So you people our people out there, not you people, but our people out there. It's time to start thinking, making moves, be better than what you was last year. Every year supposed to be 5 stepping stones in that year that you accomplished. And they might be baby, but it might take you 2, 3 years. But when you look back and when you accomplish that main goal, you can say, whew, I made it. I did it. Self gratification. You know what I'm saying? It's better than any award that you get from somebody. When you feel it within you that you accomplished, you know, I see old dope fiends that used to be dope fiends, crackheads, meth heads, all of that. And now they looking good because they've been through that storm and they got themselves out that storm. You know what I'm saying? And it was a hard road, but they did it because they didn't want to die a dope fiend. They partied too hard and it was killing their system. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Now, I want to bring this issue up. Just the other day, I was looking on the news and they had the Special Olympics, right? I mean, shouts out to those people that have uh mental disabilities, maybe some physical disabilities. But one thing about them, they got some hearts, and they are some wonderful kids. So shouts out to the Special Olympics and the kids that was involved and all the people that participated in that. You know, shouts out because I had a daughter that had Down syndrome and cerebral palsy, and I know the struggle that she had to go through before she passed on. But I saw on the news the other day that one of the guys came up missing. One of the people that actually, I don't know, he walked away. I don't know what happened. I don't know if they found him or not. I was trying to look up on that or read up on that. But at the end of the day, my first thing was Daisy, the lady that came up missing off of 630 Woodline. Her daughter dropped off in front of the building, but the lady never came out the building. She might have came out the building, but she was hid in a body bag or somebody's box or in a suitcase, whatever. You know, they did an all-out APB on this young brother that was in the Special Olympics. But Daisy been missing for the last 2 months, and we don't have no clue. Now, I don't know tonight when I go home and look on the news to see if they found him or whatever the case may be. Is he still missing? But he's getting a lot of airtime. Daisy ain't getting a lot of airtime. They give her maybe 30, not even that, 15, 7 to 15 seconds. And they still haven't came up with no leads or anything like that. And my first initial thing was body snatching. Yes, it's real. You have to think about it because it has been done. Not just in the Chicagoland area, but all over the United States. You got to have a third eye on that because you got some vindictive people out here that's taking bodies, killing folks for their organs. When Eric man could tell me that a lady's placenta is $150,000 over there in that country, that's big money. So think about when these ladies have these babies and they don't want the placenta, what they do with it. They don't throw it away. They don't throw it away. They sell it to science for a certain amount of money, or they sell it to people that's trying to get do the stem cell research, especially if it's the same blood type as somebody that's non-black. And I'm gonna keep talking about it. Our melanin and our serotonin is strong. Our DNA is ridiculous. We regenerate. So if we are the body of regeneration and somebody take a part of me and subject it in some type of chemical form to be a disease buster, I say that, a disease buster or a cure to some disease, or it slows down something, some element that they have. Come on now. Y'all need to start thinking. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to understand what's going on around you while everybody trying to turn up. You got to be able to look at certain things a different way because the media is showing you this what's out here. They tell you in these stories, they tell you in these Bart Simpson commercials and cartoons, they tell you what's going on. A blockbuster hit, Purge. I mean, made millions. How people in the government is purging off of people and they tried to stop and all of that. They telling you what's going on. Then I see a video on Facebook where it's in a small town, so where people got on masks and got knives and got bats purging off the people in the neighborhood. Now y'all just started another type of what word I'm trying to academic, because it's gonna spread. Y'all gonna hear pockets of people purging. Just like the two young girls was looking at some little thing on the internet and told them to kill a friend, and they stabbed that girl 50 some times, but that girl survived. But what that girl went through, that traumatic experience, don't no child supposed to go through that. Just like them young brothers and sisters was out there teasing that retarded boy. Y'all got him all the way from the suburbs and y'all kidnapped him and put him in that house, in an empty house, and y'all bullied him. You deserve to get the years that you get. Because you don't nobody supposed to be like that. Nobody. White, black, Puerto Rican, Chinese, I don't care. Hell, he could be the Kentucky Fried Chicken man. Don't nobody supposed to be treated the way that little brother did. But them little boys got that time. Because you want to play games. You think everything is a joke. You recording it and you putting it on Facebook. You just told on yourself. Can't nobody say somebody snitched on you. You told on you snitched on you. Because you want likes. You want the views. It ain't paying not one bill or helping you get in college. But you're gonna put some sick stuff on the internet like that. I tell you what, I challenge anybody next Sunday, make a plate for one homeless person that's in your neighborhood that you know that bees in your neighborhood. And be real about it. And then when I do the show, you all let me know. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up, because I talk forever. This is Ace the Real, IntellectualRadio.com, another perspective. I just want y'all to think about what I talked about. Have peace and love and have prayer in your life. And pray for the people that hurting out there. I'm out of here. Peace.
Trying to find my way back to you. I appreciate your patience, 'cause you didn't have to be around. I swear every day you with me, Never again will I let you down.